Yeah, there we go. That's better. It's working now. Alright, so where do you plan to use your heroic ability?
Just in whatever room Daniel's been using, he'll light up the incense and
Okay.
get the power started.
Anybody else going, or is it just you?
I mean, they're welcome to stay and watch if they want. I imagine it looks pretty boring to an onlooker.
Jules fine letting him do his thing and be alone.
Okay.
Yeah, Lula will go watch. It's not like she's got anything else to do at this very moment.
Joe discreetly planning to have someone stab me while I'm communing with the spirits. Will any of the other party members see that? Oh, hey, does anybody go watch just for no reason?
I'm totally your bodyguard, okay?
Alright. So as you light the incense, it begins to fill the air with smoke and scents. Only one person got that? Come on. Anyways. This time is different. It's becoming thicker, stronger. And within moments, the whole room is full of smoke. You can make stuff out. You know where the door is. You can just barely see it. But then you see something shift. And then another one. And something, it just kind of keeps swirling around. Another form. You can almost see a face. Fades. Another one appears. Each one different. They all continue to swirl around you. All you can hear
Was that ask, they said?
Yeah.
Is there still time to stop the events we saw in our dreams?
So as you ask your question, the forms continue to flow. Just phasing in and out in the smoke. One stops. And shifts off again.
Now,
Are there answers to find in Kutrov?
So as this question goes out, they continue to swirl. Another form stops. Different than before. Yes. And then it disappears.
while all this is going on, can Ula hear and see these things too, or what?
All that Ula can see is something, or multiple somethings, shifting in the smoke of the incense. You can't make out exactly what it is, just that there's something moving in there. You can barely see Danil as he's standing there. Any movement you try to make is heavily restricted. You can barely move, almost as if something is, the barrier of the smoke is holding you.
But did I hear the questions and answers, or no?
You could hear his questions, though it's very muffled, but you heard no replies.
Okay.
when I ask both those questions, does the smoke and everything else die down?
It takes a moment, but after the last question is answered, it can. Bye, John. It kind of floats around and then, yeah, just kind of dissipates.
Well, we may be too late, but I agree that Kutrov is still our best course of action. And then once the party's together again, Daniel will explain that according to the spirits, it is too late to stop the things we've seen in their dreams. Which might even mean that, depending on how technical these questions can get, it might mean that it hasn't happened yet, but we can't stop it. But either way, cannot be averted. But we can find some answers if we go to Kutrov.
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so what are you guys planning on doing?
It's not the most encouraging news, but if nothing else, I suppose we have some kind of direction. And presumably, once we arrive there, one or more courses of action will present themselves to us.
Going there will definitely set into motion some events.
How long of a journey will this be, Joe? I realize there's like other towns that we can go through on the way, but I'm trying to just think about how long of a journey we're undertaking.
If you go on, like, horseback,
Yeah, we have horses and a wagon, so we should be able to travel.
it'll take you a few weeks to get there.
Yeah, it's like twice the distance from Stohill to Clea.
Yeah.
And not a straight road either,
Mm-mm.
especially once we hit the mountains.
I'm gonna look and see if there's any bounty. What are they called? They're not bounties.
Guild jobs.
Adventure
Yeah.
guilds.
Yeah,
things?
guild jobs between Angon and Kutrov that we could possibly. I am broke, so make some money on.
Me too.
Along the way.
I gotta be able to buy dog food, man.
There are a few going up along the way on the guild boards. One of them is looking or helping to locate some guild rivals. They were basically a group that was part of another guild that the guild of Britline is not on the best terms with, have gone missing in the Grey Wall Mountains. There's one that is to the north, just before Kearney, that is investigating some strange glowing lights around some of their burial mounds. Around some burial mounds. Just south of Kearney, to the north. There's always calls for guards for traveling merchants heading almost every direction. There's been
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's one complete opposite way down to the south for adventure groups to gather reconnaissance on some military actions have been slowly invading orc territory.
It seems as though most of these jobs will take us to some extent out of our way. It may be wisest for us to pick up one of these escort jobs. Someone either headed to Kutrov or perhaps one of the towns along the direct path. Earn ourselves a bit of coin while doing exactly what we set out to do.
Jill's good with that.
Yeah, Keel agree.
Ula's a bit intrigued by the orc territory one, but she does realize that it's like completely the opposite direction. So yeah.
That was a bit alarming to hear. Hopefully not
Yeah.
important. Yeah, probably will never come back to bite us at any
No,
time.
never. That never happens.
No. Yeah, maybe, yeah. So let's, pick up one to either Kutrov or
On
on the way,
On
which
the
would
way.
be like egg. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Ekmak Vor,
Yeah, there you go.
or one of the other towns along that road.
Mach 4.
Egg Mach 4.
Or yeah.
Alright, so just grabbing one of the jobs for merchant caravan.
Yes.
Alright, so one of them, it has, looks like it's heading up towards Zovka. So it's going to be making its rounds up and around, likely through Kutrov. It's going to be going up through Egmok and around. So as you look, the price for it is 200 silver per party member, and they'll provide food and everything else along the way.
Pretty sweet deal.
It takes us where we need to go.
This sounds like a good idea.
The contact is a gnome named Decorn. Basically, they're going to be leaving in about 2 days. To basically contact them, or contact him, and he'll let you know where to meet up for the journey.
If we have a day to kill, Jules going to suggest anything but spelunking is what we do tomorrow.
Well, they did say we have 2 days, which means we could get away with another spelunking adventure, if you think about it.
We might. We might not have to go to the cave. They probably have crypts somewhere if we wanted to do that.
Be careful what you say, guys. Key kind of holds up the coin again.
It's fine. That being said, what's something else that you have never done before in your life, Key?
Ooh, are we playing Never Have I Ever?
No, we're trying to plan a day trip, Jewel. Get with the program.
They could be the same thing.
I mean, how can I know? I really haven't been out in the world. What is there to do? I mean,
Fair point. Jewel, what's the last thing you did when you were in a big city like this?
You ever been to the opera?
what is an opera?
Once.
Ula shakes her head. She's nope.
No, seriously. What's an opera?
Jewel will explain about the singing and the long songs that explain deep emotion and feeling, and how they tend to be tragic tales of love or loss. I mean, the city seems big in culture. I don't know if it has an opera house or not, but it seems like it's got a shot.
Key's
I mean, why not?
intrigued, but she's not sure how sitting in one place for 2 hours listening to someone sing is entertaining, but she doesn't know.
Well, if that's not to your taste, we could always find a bar with singers and dancers, like troubadour type, something more that way.
Ooh, maybe there'll be a bar fight.
I was thinking more along the lines of dueling mandolins. And Daniel will pull out the freshly repaired loot from this previous week's adventures.
Key will kind of look like super guilty at that. She's like, yeah, I don't know if music's my thing.
Well, if nothing else, there's surely some sort of street food marketplace we can wander about.
Gladiator fights, or I don't know, circus in town.
Gladiator fights? Like people killing each other for fun?
Oh, they're usually to the blood anyway. It's much too expensive to have all your prime fighters die.
People fight each other for fun?
For money.
It's like you guys are gonna turn Key into some like innocent.
We're all a terrible influence on her.
Yeah, she like goes from being like essentially tortured to watching other people get tortured for
Ooh, not
fun.
tortured.
Ooh,
Well, in her mind, she can't separate the two yet.
maybe no gladiator fights.
She's just looking at you guys all confused. Like she has absolutely no idea what you're talking about, but her ears did perk up a little bit about street food because she has ate more different things in the last couple of weeks than she's ever had.
Well, let's go. Let's go find the marketplace.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys wander off to the marketplace. Takes you about half hour to get there. It's busy. There are people everywhere, vendors everywhere, some food stalls, some different fabrics and rugs and shoes, you name it, you can find it here.
What is the most unique local snack food we can find?
That's a good question.
Crickets.
Chocolate covered ones.
I'd try them.
I mean, hey, why not?
Well, I guess as long as they're covered in chocolate. I still
What's
wouldn't do
chocolate?
it.
Honestly, I feel like Cramson would eat crickets cooked many different ways.
I feel like Cramson might not even have them cooked.
I mean, he's like not a barbarian. Like, he could eat them raw, but
He has culture.
wouldn't taste as good raw.
Also, we need to get her some chocolate.
Quite right.
So one of the snacks that you can find is strawberries smothered in deep dwarven blue cheese.
If it's strawberries, you know Jules in.
I don't care who you are, but I want that anyway. Out of game. That sounds actually really good.
I'm not sure if I like that combo or not. I'm trying to imagine what that flavor would be like.
It'd be the sweet with the cheese, like the sour check cheese. It'd be good.
If you got good blue cheese, then yeah.
I'll let you guys have that.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Crimson will try it because he's
I mean,
here to eat.
It'd be rich. Like you wouldn't sit there and eat like a tub full, but to have like a couple.
I mean, in game, Ula will definitely she'll try it. In real life, probably not.
I love
This
me
is just
some
the root
moldy
beer
cheese.
conversation all over again.
Maybe. That is one thing I seem to like that a lot of people don't. Moldy cheese.
Wow. That's all I gotta say to that.
Well, cool.
All right.
I get to try foods.
So you go to the vendor. They've got cups, like little bowls that are. Looks like it has about 6 to 8 strawberries and just drizzled blue cheese over it.
Jewel will buy some and hand them around like state fair style. You know, everyone takes one.
Yes, please.
So it only costs you about 1 silver.
Thanks, Jewel.
Indeed, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
While we're in the marketplace too, Key will just kind of peruse around and see if like there's any trinkets that kind of catch her eye, kind of like her first experience in the market way back when.
Oh, and Jewel, thank you for these lovely earrings.
They look lovely on you, my friend.
They go with my helmet very nicely.
And I think it'll be like needless to say, no matter where Key's going, she's going to be looking for maybe more copies of the coin and like maybe like a collector's stall or something.
All right.
That's actually a really good idea to check like antique shops, collectors,
Flea markets.
stalls, stuff like that. Yeah.
Give me an average perception or streetwise, whichever one you want to roll.
Just for all of us, or just for Key? I'm sorry. Or,
Whoever's looking for like that type of shop to go to. If anybody else is.
Yay, failure triumphs.
So, looking around, you find, there's trinkets all over the place. Nothing you're really finding that, like, really piques your interest on, whether that's dealing with coins or anything like that. But you do catch sight of a little shop sign that, it's kind of battered, a little bit faded. Looks like a tiny little shop. As you walk over, it's got 2 windows, one on either side of the door. You look inside, and, you can see some shelves that look almost barren. Just look at the name, it just says junk in that trunk.
Nice.
wait, what was the name? Sorry, I missed that.
Junk in thy trunk.
While she probably doesn't understand the joke, she will go in the store.
Alright. So as you open the door, step in, you feel this cool breeze kind of blast over you. You hear this little bring. As you step in, it is nothing like what it looked like from the window. This place is massive on the inside. Shelves are filled with almost anything you could pretty much want. There's bottles and jars filled with different types of liquids. There's weapons, some shiny, some kind of dull looking. There's different sets of armor. All of them have are on display. And they have almost like a little note card below it, just has a number on it. As you kind of look around, see from behind these very gaudy looking purple curtains, steps, this older gentleman done up in some kind of nice robes. Oh, welcome, welcome. What can I do for you?
She's looking around still in kind of amazement. Honestly, I'm just browsing.
Oh, very well. Look away, look away.
How is this shop here?
Well, I had it built.
I know, but it doesn't look like this from the outside.
You noticed that, did you?
Yeah. Is it magic?
Well, you could say something like that. I mean, some folk don't really like to think about magic, but it does come in useful.
I'm beginning to see so. Wow. Is there anything that you think I should look at in particular, or anything that you recommend for a traveler?
So he kind of just stares at you for a minute, just kind of stroking his not super long beard, but decent size. Just kind of, I think there might be a few things for you. And then he disappears through the really gaudy curtains again. And for the rest of you, Key's gone.
Should we be worried?
Did anyone see her walk off?
I don't know.
I mean, it's not as though this is the first time she's gone anywhere on her own, so. Hmm. Well, maybe just the same. I'll look around the marketplace and see if she went to a different stall. Loop back around to the strawberries and cheese, maybe.
Yeah, Jewel will like point in a different direction, say, I'll go this way, and we'll meet back over at whatever the strawberry stand or something so that we can cover some ground.
All right.
Yeah, Ula will kind of just also go in a separate direction and see. Also, she has Jorlak with her, so she kind of tells him, she's like, Jorlak, find key.
Looks up. Starts sniffing the ground. So, as you guys are roaming around, yeah, you guys wander for about 45 minutes and you cannot find her.
Is there some kind of like magical location, or like something that I could cast to scry on her, or something, something in that? I'm trying to think of that vein.
Do you have a magical coin that you can give me?
Surely scrying spells exist outside the coins.
I'm joking. I'm
They
also
do.
slightly worried that he said 45 minutes you're looking for me and you can't find me.
The worst part is when you walked in there, my first thought was, "Oh, never trust a man in sandals."
Well, in my experience, as long as they're wearing shoes, it's fine.
This was the sketchiest back alley wizard I have ever seen, and I played a sketchy back alley wizard once who ran a shop like that. Well, warlock technically, but eh.
Close enough.
Same difference.
So there is the predict power, which allows you to be able to scry. It's actually in the expanded players. It wasn't in the original. But if you want to do a, let's see, it is, that's an illusion. Let's see, average arcana. Let's see, but you're scrying, so it'll be hard. So it'll be, yeah, hard difficulty of an arcana, but I'm going to upgrade one to red. But you will get a boost because you do know key, at least enough to be able to kind of hone in on her. Yeah, well, it tries, you might. Deer Wolf cannot seem to locate her. He just keeps kind of wandering out and around.
He doesn't go by that, by the shop, even if he, like, doesn't really notice.
No. Big part of it is just how many people and stuff are trampling all over the scent. He's just having a difficult time finding it.
Also, I'm pretty sure I was right next to you when I disappeared.
Some hijinks have definitely happened here.
Uh-huh.
The wonderful success to spare.
It's the complete opposite of what she had.
Right?
Failure triumph.
All right. So, as you kind of just start concentrating on where Key would be, you see inside of a shop, but it's really hazy. And as it kind of starts to come into focus, you can see her just roaming around, just checking out different items. But everything from what you're seeing is like almost formless. Like you can see her pick something up, look at it, look at what like one of the cards, set it back down, pick it up, but everything it's just blank. And you're getting this weird sensation that she is like hundreds and hundreds of miles away from you.
Okay, I'll let the group know that I'm very confused. She's definitely not in the market. I definitely see her in an indoor space, but that from what I can tell, she's not in this town anymore. And fully admit to the group that I don't know what this means or how this is possible.
Is it possible for us to use magic to detect if a portal was or teleportation of some kind was used nearby us? Is that is that something we could even try to check for?
Can always give it a shot.
Well, I'll make a check, I guess, using verse in this case.
Okay. Something like this. We'll give it a daunting roll. But one's gonna be red.
That's 4 difficulty, right?
Yes. To you kind of strum along on your lute, using your magic. You're not sensing anything. So if she was transported, if there's a portal, it's very well hidden.
Well, let's change tacts then. And Crimson's going to try to dispel near the area we started, like where we think we lost Key. See if there's an illusion in place, maybe.
Can't remember what what the difficulty is.
It's hard by default.
Okay.
I really hope as he's doing this, as he's strumming, he's playing something off of Use Your Illusion, like as a way to like dispel this.
I kind of envision that Cramson is more humming now, trying to like get a vibration that'll rattle the magic surrounding this and just unwind a thread he can use to find Key.
All right, give it a shot.
So it will be hard.
Yeah.
Any reds?
Yeah, let's knock it up one.
Should have kept my mouth shut.
I was trying to figure out.
Wow.
Hey!
Alright. So, yeah, as you're kind of humming along, walking, you kind of hit this frequency or this tone that you can see this section of wall just kind of start to shimmer. And as it does, it almost starts kind of like waving with it, almost like in tune. And it's in the wave goes in, like, follows in one direction. And as you follow that, it leads you right to this little door. And you can see, as you get closer, as you're still humming, you can see these two windows that shimmer, disappear, and you just see about 10 windows on either side. And it almost looks like the building is displaced and split open, except for where this one building is.
It's like the Black House in Harry Potter.
I was just about to find that GIF.
This is beyond my area of expertise, but it seems as though this place is both here and not here. Jewel, do you think we can enter this?
With Ula's strong back, we can enter anywhere we want to.
Yes.
Well, I guess let's try the door then.
Yeah. Ula will open it.
Door opens. You
She'll go inside.
step in, you feel this cold blast kind of go over you, and you hear this little door chime. And you see this massive store that has almost anything and everything. And you see Key just kind of roaming around, checking out different cards for different items.
As Ula goes in, if I take a second to watch her, do I see anything? Like, what do I see happen? Anything out of the usual?
So, what you see is, as she walks in, the door slowly starts to close behind her, and she just kind of shimmers out of existence.
All right, I'll look at Neil and ask if does it make sense for all of us to go, or should some of us stay?
It might be wise for one of us to try to hold the door, as futile as that sounds.
Hodor!
I mean, as long as Key's in, or as long as Ula's in there, I trust that she'll get her out, but who wants to stay back and who wants to stay in after them?
If I go to the door and like poke my head out, well, they'll see me, right?
You'll have to try it.
Okay. After Jorlak and I walk in and I'm like looking around, I'm like, wow. And I noticed that Jewel and Danelle didn't come with, or they're like not right behind me. So I turn around and I go to the door and I open it and I look out. I kind of stick my head out.
Alright. So, let's see, Danil's by the door, kind of holding it open.
I mean, he'll try to.
Right. So as you're holding the door open, suddenly you see this orc head pop out of nothing.
Well, that's a lot less alarming than I thought it was going to be. I was worried that you wouldn't be able to just walk back out. Is she in there?
She's in there. You guys gotta see this place. It's crazy.
I might stay here just to make sure that we can get out again if we want.
I'm pretty sure it's fine. I
Well,
mean,
you vanished when you entered. I'm going to be suspicious, personally.
this place, though, has. I can't even describe it. They're so. It's huge. I was only in there for a second and looked around, and it's like. I don't even know.
How much time passed between Ula coming in? Because was it really me 45 minutes looking around the shop, or did it feel like 5 minutes for me?
For you, it felt like, yeah, just a couple minutes.
Jewel's gonna go in, but is it possible for her to create some kind of like magic tether to Daniil to like stay in contact? To, like maybe key on his instrument or something, you know, like some kind of connection back to this place and time. Um, that would help her get back to here or stay in communication.
Can always give it a shot. So, as they're working on that,
I go back in.
as you're looking around at stuff, Key, you see the gentleman come back out? Alright, I think I got something here for you. He's got this, it looks like a staff, but it's made out of just pure white. It looks like metal, but it's got like the grain of wood. Here, give that a try.
I'll take it. And I just kind of look at it. And then I look at him, look back at it. What am I supposed to do?
What would you like to do?
Is the only way to know if it works if I try magic?
I mean, that's the best way to try it.
She kind of steels herself. Okay. So she'll just try doing like the light spell, because at least that's not something I have to roll for, right? Or do I still have to roll my discipline check to even do the ball of light?
So, with this, as you think about the light spell, you feel the staff it doesn't get warm so much, but you can feel like a connection going to it. And you see at the very top, just a little boom. This orb of light appears and just illuminates the entire store.
I kind of look at it in amazement, and then I look back at the dude.
Pretty nice, eh?
Yeah. And then she'll shut the spell off. Wow. How much for the staff?
Well, something like this isn't too cheap. It's fairly rare.
And then at that, she kind of like looks a little crestfallen. Oh.
Well, let's see. Well, let's see. Don't come to conclusions just yet. Just kind of walk around with it for a bit. See what you think.
As at this point, I see Ula.
Yeah.
Or is Ula not in here yet?
Oh, she's in there.
I'm in. I'm looking around.
Oh, I'm holding the staff. Ula.
We've been looking for you for like 45 minutes.
Huh? I've only been in here for like 5 minutes.
Until he turns to oh, another customer. Hello. What can I do for you?
This is quite the shop you have here.
Yes, it's much bigger on the inside than the outside.
You must get that a lot.
I do.
I'm more impressed with your wares, how many different things you have here.
What can I say? I'm a collector. I like to buy and sell.
You have, do you, Ula's kind of like at a loss for a moment.
At that point, Key's gonna be like, "Hey, Ula, watch this," and she'll make the light spell happen again. Like she's never been so excited to actually use magic.
Ula looks suitably impressed. Wow, that's really awesome.
I know, right? This is the coolest shop I've ever been in. Although something tells me we should never let Garn find this place.
Good thing he's not with us right now. Of course, I told Danelle and Jewel to come in, but I don't see them.
Well, once I find out how much the staff costs, we can go out and re-meet them.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look around a little bit. There's some cool stuff here. And all the while, Jorlak is just kind of he's being very good. He's just wandering around, but not far from us.
He's always a good boy.
He is always a good boy.
Speaking of good boys,
Ooh.
There's the Pippin.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Did Pippin
gratuitous
get any?
dog shot.
Did he get any turkey yesterday?
He did, and then this morning he got to eat like 3 sausage links, like of the good breakfast sausage.
What a spoiled boy.
Totally spoiled. And it wasn't me that gave it to him; it was my parents.
Oh, wait, every time.
I said that's typical. Yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa spoil all the kids. It doesn't matter if they're fur or not.
Right.
So, as you guys kind of do stuff, the owner of the shop was like, well, suppose I could sell it to you for about, we'll go 2,000 silver.
She like kind of hands you back. I'm sorry, I don't have that. That'd be 200 gold, right?
20 gold, I think.
20 gold?
20.
Yeah. I still don't have 20 gold.
It's like, well, hold on. Tell you what, go ahead and look around. I'll work up something.
All right, well, I'll leave the staff kind of like if he's got like a countertop there, and then I'll go and browse whatever Ula's browsing with her.
Okay. Alright, so Jewel and Danelle.
Yeah. I was thinking since, like, think of it almost like the portal that we've jumped through. That Jewel's seen that recently, and she looked up in the library too some information about that she can create some kind of tether or some kind of portal connected to the magic of Danielson and his loot before she steps in. I don't know.
Okay. Works for me.
I don't know if you want me to roll for it or not. I mean, if it was like I don't know, if it's a conjuration. I couldn't really figure out which one of the things it would fall under.
Give me an Arcana roll. It's gonna be hard with one red. Yeah, as you pull the strings of the arcane, you connect one to Danil's loot.
All right, I'll tell Daniel that I'm planning to go in and prearrange a signal, which is going to sound like a whistle if anything goes wrong. And then I'm not sure what he's supposed to do if anything does go wrong. Pull on the tether? I don't know.
Fair enough. I'll improvise if things do go wrong.
All right. So as you step in, yeah, this place is massive. And you look around and you see shelves upon shelves of different items. You got armors, weapons, bottles of different colored fluids, and some little. At first, it looked like little just shiny rocks, but they're different runes. Yeah, you see Dula and Key just kind of roaming around looking at stuff. You see, as you look around, look towards where the counter would be, you see this older gentleman just kind of drawing in the air numbers, and but you're noticing whatever he's writing, it's staying in the air. You come in, door chimes, and turns and looks. He's like, "Oh, I swear it must be my birthday today. What can I do you for?"
Jul's going to look at the ruins as I also look at the ruins in the book to see what's available.
Actually, that's where Ula is too. She's also looking at them.
Yeah, there's different color ones. Let's see here. Well, you can see some that are, you can tell can be attached to different armors and weapons, stuff like that. There's also shards. So you can see one that's got an arcane bolt, rune carved into it, kind of glows. Ice storm, which almost gives off like a fog around it. One that little note card just says "Do not touch lightning strike." And there's and just different colors. There's black and purple ones. There's green ones. There's yellow ones. There's blue, and some that are really jagged looking. And just as you look at it, you just get this real uneasy sense from it.
Jul's going to ask about that one that she gets an uneasy sense about.
It's like, oh. It's interesting you pull out that one. What do you want to know about it?
I'll ask him what type of magic it is and what it can be used for.
Well, that one is a little bit of a problem in itself. It tends to be more of the darker sides of magic. A lot of times, people refer to them as demonic runes. Might give you some power, but it's gonna pull at your soul at the same time.
Sorry, I'm just reading through the different rune text to see if there's any that Jewel would be interested in.
Yeah.
So I guess you could go to somebody else if somebody else has something to do.
Okay.
Man, poor Danil's gonna be out there for hours waiting for us to
Pretty
get
much.
through all this.
Well, he can come in at any time.
It's true. He'll stay
Yeah.
here for now, though, just
He's
to
just
be
being
safe.
overcautious.
Yeah, at least he know, like, you guys know I'm safe now, so that's good.
Well, we don't know
Safe.
you're safe. This is still assuming that this wizard is trustworthy.
Jewel's gonna ask the store owner that she's heard of runes that help you with your fatigue and give you more energy. It's sometimes called a wanderer's stone. If he has anything like that. It's on page 121. So if you are looking for what I'm looking at.
Oh, nice.
It might also be called the Red Bull Stone. I don't know.
To give you wings.
Monster.
So, the jazz buddy, he's like, I might, let me go check in the back. Let me see what I got. I might have one. Those ones are a little hard to come by, but let me go see. He kind of walks through these really thick, gaudy purple curtains and just kind of disappears in the back. After about 5 minutes, he comes back and he's like, "Oh, I got a couple of them. Yeah, what do you know about these ones?" Or are you just wondering if I had any? Can you hear me, John?
I
He
don't
can hear
think he's
you.
frozen.
No, I
We
see him
can hear
moving.
you.
I don't think he can hear us.
Can you hear us at all?
Oh, there he
Oh,
goes.
yeah, he's gone.
Hey, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. So quicker, I'm like, okay, can anybody hear me? So yeah, he came back out and said he's got a couple. What do you want to know about him, or were you just wondering if he had them?
If he had them and how much they'd be.
Oh, something like these. These tend to be a little hard to come by, but I think I can probably do about 2,500 silver.
She was going to say 2,500 seems like a lot. What about 2,000?
Alright, give me a negotiation.
Jewel's going to be very flirtatious with this offer.
Alright. Um,
Especially since she just put some points in charm. She's gonna say like a someone as smart and as she has someone who has so much vast wealth as all these items certainly could part for it for a lesser price. She's gonna try to charm him down.
Alright. Alright, so you can do a... So you can use either negotiation or charm. It's gonna be a... That's part you're gonna love. So it'll be a daunting check with 2 red.
If Jewel like adjusts, like she's gonna adjust maybe like her boot, and let a little leg show, is that gonna like get her a boost?
Sure.
You've got 2 types of girls. The jewels and the keys.
Wait,
Then there's Ula.
I was about to say, what about the Ulas?
did that wait? I
Ula
rolled.
is a woman.
Did that roll for anybody? I didn't see a result, but I did
Yep.
roll.
Yeah.
2 fail.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
2 failures, 4 advantage, and a despair. So as he's watching you do this, you know, you try and be all sly and, you know,
Turns out he likes men.
flirty and everything. He's just... I hate to tell you this, dear, but I've been around for a while. I've seen it all. It's 2,500.
Jewel needs the customer service experience talent. After you make a charm check, you can suffer 1 strain to use this talent to cancel. Oh, that's threat. Never mind, that wouldn't have worked this time. You can cancel threat equal to your ranks in customer service experience.
All right, Jewel's gonna hand it over. She's got the money. She'll do it.
Oh, excellent. Enjoy your rune.
She thanks them, and she's gonna. Can she socket it into her staff that she has?
How many hard points does that have? It does not look like it'll actually go into the staff. However, you could put it, like on your robe.
Well, I was thinking this. We still have 1 more day until we leave. maybe try to, well, assuming we get back and it still is another day, I guess we don't know the time, but try to find like some kind of jeweler who could make me a necklace or something with it.
Yeah.
That'll be your thought, at least. We'll see what happens when we get out of here, where it is or what time it is.
All right.
Maybe Daniil, like 10 years will have passed by the time we leave.
It's been 84 years.
I've waited here.
Still standing outside.
Be like
It's so long for you all.
be like Fry's dog from Futurama.
I was thinking, remember the episode of SpongeBob where where at the end he tells, or Mr. Krabs tells him, "You're gonna work for me forever," and at the end it's just Squidward and SpongeBob skeletons.
Alright, so what's Danelle doing? They've been in there for going on about 3 hours now.
He's just trying to keep calm. He is a worrier at heart. That's why he stayed out here. It's just like, it's fine. There hasn't been any signal from Jewel. The spell seemed to have worked. It's all fine. Nothing's wrong. And I think eventually Daniel's probably just going to start playing the lute just to pass time.
Alright. Alright, so anybody else looking for stuff?
You know, at this point, Key's just kind of like, you know, she'll go back up to him. You know, thank you, sir, for letting us come in here today.
Oh, anytime.
I'm sorry. I would. Is it possible that you can hold this staff for me until I can afford it?
Tell you what. Hold your hands out.
She'll do it.
So he'll kind of... He won't touch it, but he just kind of raises his hand. Staff kind of follows it. He drops it into yours. And as he takes both of his hands and kind of curls your fingers around the staff, he holds on. And you feel this weird, warm, tingly sensation. Starts in your hands, and then starts to almost curl up your arms. Then he kind of, once it stops, he just slowly removes his hands. He's like, there you go. Just take it with you. And then you can just pay me when you can, and that'll go away.
The feeling or what?
Oh, your arms feel normal again.
Oh, okay. She definitely knows that some sort of magical thing just happened to her, right? Like a tracker or...
You know it's something. When you pull your sleeve up and look, you can see it almost looks like tribal tattoos going up the arm, but it's very sleek and elegant. That it almost looks like ivy that just kind of like wraps up and around your arm.
Like around where already my burns are?
Yep.
Okay. Well, she's just gonna look at him. What was your name, sir?
I usually go by Rebin.
Well, Mr. Rebin.
No, just Rebin. No, mister.
Well, Rebin. And she hands over the 4 gold that she actually has. This is my down payment. I will pay you back the 16.
So he reaches out, grabs a one. He's like, okay. You're probably gonna need those, so take your time.
Thank you. I will never forget what you have done for me today. And at that, she, kind of nods her head at him and then looks at Ula and Jewel and says, "All right, I think I'm ready to go, guys." Oh,
You
God.
are
I said
ready
the
to
wrong
go?
word. I said go, and Pippin's now, like, freaking out.
Out.
Boat right. If you don't mind, I'm going to take a quick break to put him outside.
No, I was gonna say we could actually use this spot right here as a
Pretty good time.
spot to take a break, and we'll be back about 10 minutes. Should be good.
Sounds good.
And we're back. Alright, so you guys can keep looking around the shop.
I think Key will leave.
Okay.
She's ready to go.
Jewel's ready to go too. Yeah, keeping in mind, I think we're all going to leave together would be part of the plan.
Okay.
Ula and Jorlak will go with them. But she's kind of mentally cataloging since Key owes to and needs to come back. She kind of knows what she wants to look for next time.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys exit the shop, you feel that cool blast of air again. And you see it's early evening.
Oh, thank the gods. I don't think I could have stood here another minute.
Told you to come in.
Well, I wasn't sure. I wanted to be out here just in case something went really, really wrong.
Key's just looking around super confused. She didn't believe Ula when she's like, it was 45 minutes. Because to her, that whole thing maybe took, what, half hour?
Yeah, if that.
Whatever place that whoever that was is set up here is somehow detached from time and space. It seems that a lot of time went by while you were in there.
Well, I got a staff.
Oh, that's good. You didn't make
It's
you
a
do
really
anything
neat
strange
one,
like
too.
barter your soul for it, right?
Only 20 gold pieces that I don't have.
He let you walk out of there with an IOU?
She kind of rubs her arm a little bit. Of sorts, yes.
He won't push, but he's sort of like cocking his head a little bit like,
I just have to come back and pay him back.
all right. So he's a merchant? It's just a shop in there? It's not some kind of evil lair?
He's definitely got evil curtains,
Those curtains were hideous.
but the shop's cool, man. There's a lot of things that, I mean, I know I haven't been a world traveler, but that place is something else.
Well, if we have to come back here someday anyway, I might as well mark down where in the marketplace this is so we can actually find it next time.
Jewel's going to speculate that we may not find the same spot. That since the existence is in another place, we may find a connection to that place at somewhere completely random from here. But it's worth noting where we found it still.
And at that
True enough.
speculation, Key will again rub her arm and say, I think I'll be able to find this place no matter what.
Well, it's been a long day. I, for one, am going back to my room. Going to get a stiff drink and not think about the consequences of today.
Jewel suddenly regrets that we didn't ask the man if he had any old coins and says that the next time we see him, maybe we should ask him.
I thought
can't
that
believe
was
not
one
a
of the things
single
I was
one of
looking
us.
for.
It was
What was
one of
that?
the things you were looking for, but you didn't see any in there.
Oh, yeah.
Right, the failure, I forgot.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys head back to the inn for another night.
Ula's just gonna make a quip to Daniel about well, at least we didn't get lost in a cave.
It certainly seems to have gone better than the last time we decided to make a day of something.
So I'm just curious, did Neil ever step away for nature's necessities, or standing there like doing the pee dance, like as we come out?
I mean, it's only been 3 hours. I went before we started.
That's fair. I just was wondering.
If it had been long enough, I would have gone back to the inn or come in to find you anyway. But, eh.
Once back at the inn, and this might annoy Ula if she's in the room with me, but I'm gonna test out my new staff. Try to learn more about it, because all I know is that it basically does what I'm thinking. Like, I don't have to speak the spell for...
Right.
You're not going to turn the light on and off, are you? It'd be like
click,
a
click,
strobe
click.
light as she's trying to sleep.
She wouldn't do that to you, no.
Just turns into a rave at the guild house.
It would be really funny, though.
It would be, especially if it was like on accident. Like, she's like, I'm just holding it, thinking about the light spell, not really meaning to like enact it, but because I'm thinking it, it just goes off.
And then suddenly you start thinking about a rave, and the next thing you know, we got strobe light.
Well, in Ula's favor, I'm sure Key has absolutely zero idea what a rave is.
Next, the bardic magic goes wild and starts creating a bass beat.
She finally figures out how to get different colors to come out. Disco ball.
I like to think of like Ula then starting to of hers, like gravelly. She could do like an ACDC cover song then.
Alright, so is there anything else anybody wants to do till tonight before crashing out?
Jewel, yeah, if there's still a shop open that could make a neck or like attach the rune to a necklace, Jewel would do that.
Oh yeah, there's a couple jewelry shops, but also a couple vendors that were selling different jewelries.
Okay, seems like a pretty easy thing to be able, for someone to do before we leave tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to find somebody that can do it. They're going to charge about 5 silver. Alright, so, and Key is sitting there working on trying to understand the thing better.
Yep. She's just trying to figure out her new toy.
Okay.
You mean it didn't come with a user's manual?
It came with a debt. That's all I know.
Yeah, but you got a sweet tattoo out of it, too.
Yeah, it's much better than my burns. If it's like if it's ivy. Maybe I'll ask him to like leave the tattoo when this is all over.
Good for obscuring the marks too, in case people are
True.
hunting for us.
I was thinking more along the lines of like accumulating like marks of my experience. But you are also very right.
All
You
right.
should do face tattoos.
So the next morning, y'all wake up, get some to eat. What do you guys plan to do now?
Did we ever actually talk to that guy about taking on the job?
You have not.
We should probably do
Oh,
that.
then yeah, we should probably start. I had just thought we had already scheduled that.
So I think our first order of business after all that is to go and seek out Decorn. Decorn?
Decorn.
Yeah, that guy.
All right. So you just head to the location given as to where he's gonna be at. Takes about 15 minutes to get there. He's got a little temporary office set up. As you walk in, it's just pretty much a little shop that's just got little shelves, just a bunch of general goods set up. Just a little gnome guy just kind of sitting there. Looks up. Hello! What can I do for you?
Here to take on the escort job.
Ooh. Alright. That's good. I'll be leaving tomorrow too, so kinda cutting that one a little bit close, aren't you?
Yes, didn't intend to delay in this way, but sometimes things just get in the way, unfortunately. Regardless, we will be ready to leave on time.
Ooh, good. So, you know the pay is 200 silver?
Yes, that is acceptable to us.
Excellent. Alright, well, I've got contracts here if you wanna sign those and read over them if you'd like.
Yeah, Daniel's gonna quickly read over this to make sure there's not any weird loopholes, like if a axle breaks, all pay is forfeit or something like that.
No, it's a pretty standard one. Talks about the length of the contract, the the payment, how you can ask for up to 25% up front or just collect all at the end. They'll cover funeral rights in case you're killed along the way. As you read a little bit, lettering gets a little bit smaller into that, which basically just says we'll dig a hole and put a marker up. But otherwise, it looks pretty normal.
Yeah, he'll sign.
Yeah, as long as everything pretty much is on the up and up.
And Keel will remember to sign as Asha Hess.
Alright. Good. Alright, so, we're leaving tomorrow at the North Gate, so if you want to meet us up there.
And what time?
Just before dawn.
We'll be there then.
Excellent.
We'll be there.
Excellent. While you're here, do you need anything?
What's in this shop?
There's a lot of general goods, like, rations, ropes, silks, spices. It's just kind of a wide variety of items.
I think I'm good. I don't think I need any general goods for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, well, do they have dog food?
Most dog food would just be scraps of meat.
That's what I figured, but okay, that's fine then. Then I don't need anything. I'll just have to kill something or let him kill it.
All right.
Or we can kill it together, bonding.
Key's broke, so no.
All right.
You have three gold.
Broken in debt.
I am in debt, though, so she's going to not spend anything she doesn't have to. Because they are providing food and water on this journey.
And graves.
And graves.
If we are to die.
I can't wait for it to also be like, here's one soggy roll and a water for your meal. Just like a production that completely cuts corners and like, oh yeah, we'll provide lunch, and it's like a bag of chips and the grossest chicken salad you've ever seen.
An overboiled hot dog.
And a warm bottle of water.
Ooh,
Are you guys trying to make me throw up today?
Technically, warm water is actually better for you. Just say.
Yeah, but it tastes gross.
Well, I know. All right. So as you guys leave, Joel, you're able to pick up your stuff.
Necklace, yes.
All right. What do you guys want to do? You have some time to kill.
I think Cramson will probably spend the rest of this day just training in a general sense, practicing some of his various skills. He doesn't really have anything he wants to accomplish, and
Okay.
after yesterday, he doesn't much feel like going out.
I like the idea of like a Kobold training montage. Like that'd be something I'd want to see.
Actually, before we leave the general goods, Ula will buy like a bowl so that she can have, if in case there's not like something for Jorlak to drink out of.
Okay. Be like 1 silver.
Yeah.
I think Key's going to go back to the library and do just some more reading on divine magic.
Okay.
Like, the intent here is that she's learning more so she freaks out less.
Gotcha.
Just similar to Daniil, just like, make sure packs are set, make sure all their stuff is ready to go. Maybe have a glass of wine because this might be your last one for a while.
All right.
Forever. Before you get buried in a hole with a marker.
We'll make sure that the marker that's set up for you is a glass of wine.
Yeah,
Or
Ula will just take Jorlak out to, run around, stuff like that. So, because he's been cooped up in the city.
All right. So throughout the day, you'll go about your various tasks. Meet up again. Nightfall. Have dinner. And turn in for the night.
Before we leave in the morning, I'll just reiterate to everyone, just remember on this journey to call me Asha.
I was going to ask if Asha needs to make a roll to actually leave the library on time.
It's possible.
Well, I don't know. Does it close? Because they probably just kick her out. If it doesn't close, we might have to go find her.
Just find her all hopped up on coffee. Just
I would think that she would know that there's something important that will eventually pay her, so she would be on time.
All right. So you all are awoken early in the morning. It's still dark out. All your gear is prepped and ready to go. You head off to the north gate, and you find a train of wagons that are about 8 wagons long. And you see Decorin just sitting there going, "Oh, they're here, alright, we can get going." And with that, he rushes up to the first wagon, hops up, and you all head off. Through all the travel towards Egmont Vor, it's fairly quiet. A couple points, there were little hazards. Nothing too big or anything you guys couldn't take care of. Mainly just a couple bandits trying to, steal a few things off a couple wagons throughout the night. One of the nights, as you get closer, while everybody's asleep, the couple of people that were on watch had also fallen asleep. When people wake up, you see about 4 people that are tied up to one of the wagons. All of them unconscious. Look around. You just see Yarn standing there next to him, just waving his little rag. The merchants to you guys to load them up in one of the wagons, keep them tied up. You do. Yeah. You make it to Egmont 4. And as you start to approach the city, it's definitely a different city than Angon was, whereas this one was, it was fairly bright and nice looking. This one is a little bit more grimy, not dirty, but more, a little more neutral tones in the structures. Just the way it looks and the feel you get from it is, I don't want to say not normal, but you've never been here, so you're not really sure, but it's a little uncomfortable at times as people kind of look at you, I don't want to say disdain, but basically they don't trust outsiders. They're just kind of like looking at you guys, but they'll be polite, as they come up to buy some wares. Otherwise, they do not engage you at all. They don't even look at you. They try to just, if they see you guys walking up, they go the opposite way, go, across the street. Do whatever they can to kind of avoid you. Do you guys want to do anything in the city here?
Is there anything that we would know that the city is particularly known for?
One of its primary exports is stonework, both in just brick, mortar. Some statues are partly crafted here and then shipped off to different locations and then completed there using the same stone. The population here, there's plenty of humans here. There's some dwarves, but they look a little bit different than normal dwarves you've seen. Like their skin tone is a little bit darker. A little more orc representation here. You've even seen a few gnolls just roaming around. One of the taverns in the close to the marketplace is just known as the Knoll's Den. As you went in there one night to, just have a couple of drinks, behind the counter is a gnoll serving everybody.
I guess while we're here, we can try to pick up some rumors, see what the talk of a town is.
You missed an opportunity there. You could have called it the Giggle Dog.
Yeah. Alright.
So, any rumors?
So there's one, you guys can overhear, that talks about a frog, like a type of frog that can only be found towards the southern mountains of the Grey Wall Mountains. Has actually been, there was a strange event nobody can explain yet, of these frogs raining from the city, or raining from the sky onto one of the cities in the area. Well, not a city, more of a village in the area. That's about 200 miles east of the mountains. Another one is supposedly there was word has been spreading that a recently recovered artifact has been studied by a couple of mages. During one such event, one of the mages pretty much exploded. And then another one you guys over here is that there are 2 orc tribes. The Bloodfangs and the Night Falcons have gone to war. There are some dark whispers, basically people talking in hushed tones about dark clouds over the Dalgrave Mountains, which that's nothing too unusual, but they're spreading and they don't disperse.
Oh boy, I'm sure that has nothing to do with what we're looking into at Kutrov.
That seems to be about what you're finding.
Does Ula belong to a particular tribe of orcs, or I don't know if all orcs belong to a tribe?
Most orcs do. Whether they stay with them, that's a different choice.
Ula is a stone dweller orc, which basically means that her tribe is more in cities. So she is comfortable in cities as opposed to not. So I never picked a name for her tribe, but I don't think it's either one of them that are fighting. but that would still catch her interest about it, because I feel like she would still, she still is interested in orc news, and the reason she's out adventuring is because the shaman of her tribe basically said that the spirits, the unseen forces, have favored her to go out and do something great, basically.
I will always be on the lookout for more of the coins. Just putting that out there as a blanket statement. So
Yeah, otherwise, throughout the night, you just eat, get something to, place to sleep. Next morning, kind of go about the protecting the wagon area. Kind of watch shoppers come and go. After about the 5th day here, you just pack up, head up towards Sova. As you kind of get close to the borders, you see those clouds that they were talking about, and they are big, dark storm clouds. Yeah, you get up into Sova. You're there for a few days. People here seem kind of really suspicious of people. Like, the whole time you're there, the wagon maybe gets 15 people over the course of about 4 days. After that, goes to the east towards Torev Keep. Here it's more of a kind of like a waypoint for the country's, some of the military, as they move to the west to kind of circulate the soldiers in and out of rotation. Only here for a couple nights. They sell a little bit more stuff, more of the spices, because, well, soldiers know that, yeah, the food they're given just is bland. And then you make it to Zavkala. And here, same thing. And in the first few hours of you guys pulling in, instead of people coming out to see what you guys got, people close their shutters, stay clear. And it's quiet.
Does anyone come to shop at the wagons at all from the village?
Not on the first night.
What is the merchant group made up of? Like, are they all human, or?
There's a few dwarves, some gnomes. You've got there's one catfolk. Then yeah, there's pretty much all you have, at least in this wagon of merchants.
I was just trying to figure out if it was us personally, or I guess me.
May just be the region and the happenings.
Or that, yeah.
If anyone does come up to shop after, like, as they're finishing up, Cramson might try to see if anyone will want to talk, see if anyone has anything to say about anything weird happening in the nearby area, but he also doesn't have his hopes up seeing how skittish everyone is.
So there's a couple people that on the second day they come buy, a few things, some rope, some spice, some jewelry. Give me a hard persuasion with a setback.
So would that be more of charm?
You could use charm if you're trying to charm them into talking to you. Persuasion as you're trying to, get them to give you some information. I guess it depends on how you want to go about it. Could even be streetwise if you want to try to find that way.
I think it's just about all the same for me, so I think I'll just use charm. Oof.
Yeah. Every time you try to engage with them, they just kind of hurry past you. One of the other ones you would kind of like try to, get in front of them, like, hey, let me talk for a minute. And yeah, they just run off.
Hula will come up next to Cramson and just be like, these people are not very talkative or nice.
Some people are just scared, and given what we know, they may have good reason to be. But that's hard to say without actually getting a chance to talk to them.
Well, maybe somebody else will be willing to talk.
So I know that there's like the clouds and everything, but is there another kind of vibe that we're feeling? I mean, we're all magic users, so is there...
The very air around this place, ever since you kind of entered, has just been very oppressive. There's a lot of fear in the townspeople. They're definitely afraid of something.
Actually, here's a thought. If we ask Decorin or whoever else is in charge, have your last trips out here always been so slim on the villages leading up to Kutrov?
Sometimes they are, but no, this is different. This is new. I haven't seen them like this for a long time.
When was your last trip up here?
I want to say about 3 years ago. So, I'm not sure what's changed around here, but something's not right.
When Hula gets a chance, she would like to just kind of wander around like the town square to see if there's any like signs or anything, because people seem really scared, like maybe there's a sign of, like beware of whatever or something, like maybe if it was some type of animal or something terrorizing them or whatever. She just wants to kind of look around and see if there's anything obvious that might point to why everybody is so scared.
There's a sign that says, beware of orc with wolf. Like,
Oh, but don't forget her helmet. That specific one.
As you wander around, you don't find anything that says, careful, watch out for, X creature. We do find there are a few different posters up that has like missing, and just has picture of a person on it. You find about 6 different ones.
Do they list dates?
Yeah, the oldest one you can find is about 4 months old. The newest one is 3 nights old.
All right. I'm going to bring that information back to everybody and let them know that, it appears that they've been having issues with people going missing. That's probably why they're so scared.
I wonder how many of the towns around here have been affected by that. And you said it was 4 months ago the first person went missing?
The oldest sign I saw was about 4 months old, but the most recent one was just before we got into town.
is there a mayor or town council, anybody we could talk to about maybe what's going on or maybe about the missing people?
There is.
How long are we here?
The stop here is about 4 days.
Okay.
And we're on our second.
Yes.
Yeah, Jul's going to suggest that maybe we could talk to town officials about what's going on.
Okay.
We'll have to do it in shifts because we still have to, watch.
That's fine. Or, like maybe Key and Jewel could go talk to them because number one, you guys are human. And
How racist of you.
I know, right? Ula's not dumb. She knows that she's kind of scary looking. She tries to be really nice to like compensate for it, but she knows she's scary looking. And now she has a wolf that follows her around, so. And an awesome bone helmet.
Yeah, Key won't mind going to talk. She's just as concerned as you guys are with everything going on, and she can't shake the suspicion that this is all connected to our future mission.
All right, so Jewel and Asha head off to City Hall or whatever it is that the government runs out of.
It's like the mayor. Alright. This town isn't super large, but about 10 minutes you make it there. It's just a larger house that everybody kind of, as you talk to them, they don't really tell you anything, they just point. So following that, you're able to locate where the mayor's house is. As you go up, and knock on the door, see a older gentleman open the door. Can I help you?
Jewel introduce herself and Asha and talk about how we're adventurers who are coming through guarding the caravan. I'm sure you heard about it. Noticed the missing persons posters and wondering if you had more information about what's going on.
How can we help?
You're gonna want to talk to the mayor. I'm just kind of the butler.
Jewel will very flatteringly say that he seems like someone who could be a mayor himself.
I don't want that job. You see, follow me. So you're gonna lead you into this little side room. Basically, it's the room of waiting. You sit there, you see some decent artwork around. There's a couple of decanters with one with water, one looks like it might have like wine or like a brandy or something in it. You just wait there for about a half hour and finally see this heavier set gentleman kind of come in. So I hear you want to talk to me about missing people. What do you know?
Jewel will give her spiel again, and just that we noticed that the town seems like it's on hard times, that there's the posters up. As adventurers, we're always looking for opportunities to help people.
Oh, well, anything you can do to help would be great. Yeah, we don't have any idea where these people went. They've literally just disappeared. Can't find them anywhere.
Is it happening at all times of the day, or is it happening at a certain time? Overnight?
Seems to be overnight.
Are these people in their homes, or are they out on the streets or in bars?
We've had two that have disappeared from their home. One of them disappeared from the street. Actually, I guess the rest of them all. A couple at one of the taverns. They left when they closed and never made it home.
Is it a certain type of person? All female, all same age, or is it random?
Seems to be random. Last one was a girl in her mid to late teens. So, first one was a prominent businessman in the area. Owned a small lumber company, but brought some money in.
If you don't mind me asking, where was the last place the young woman was seen?
Leaving work. She worked at one of our two taverns.
And there was no trace.
Nope, she just disappeared.
Prior to our caravan coming into town, have there been any strangers in the last several months? I guess that's a really broad question for a town to have. Are going to have strangers, but I don't know.
Nothing more different than merchants coming through, but there has been some reports I've heard, more rumor or speculation, I guess, of depending if you can believe some of the stories. We've got. But what I've personally heard is that there's been some strange, like, cloaked person or silhouette that's been seen in the areas before disappearances. But yeah, there's I've heard some tales, but can't always believe everything you're hearing, especially from drunkards. But something about a ghost up by an old temple from has basically fallen into ruin. So who knows? I don't. We've got some guards out looking, sent some hunters out, and we can't find any trace of them.
Do you mind telling me which of the 2 taverns she worked at? Key's thinking in her mind that she wants to go, look for magical traces where she would have been possibly walking along the street, and then she also will ask the location of the temple.
Okay. So yeah, the one she worked at was the mean pea. I was thinking, that's gross. I'm thinking like a pea from like a pea pie. It's a horrible name. I know. I don't know. It's always been here though. As for, I don't know. I haven't gone to the temple ruins, but it's about 4 miles out of town. A little bit north.
What about the surrounding villages and areas? Is there anything else that's been going on in the last 4 to 6 months? Out of the normal?
Supposedly they've got some people have been disappearing too. So we don't know what's going on, or if people are just leaving and not saying anything, or what. We can't figure anything out. Alright, so while they're meeting with them, what is Danil and Ula doing? The wagon train starts to kind of close up early since nobody's coming out.
I mean, they've got a string of abductions. We haven't heard any of the conversation yet, but we can probably still walk around town, hunt for some clues.
Okay.
See if there's something that catches our eye.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, like you said, maybe something catches our eye.
So as you guys are roaming around, you kind of get to a little bit darker area. It's just a little more run down. Looks like a good portion of the houses here have been either abandoned or just not, no upkeep to them. As you're roaming around, you give me average perceptions. If you don't have night vision or like dark vision, give me throw in 1 setback, as there are like street lights, but it's still gonna be kind of hard to see.
Holy shit.
Damn.
Can't avoid seeing it with my eagle eyes.
Right.
Daniil finds a gold piece on the ground.
All right. So, yeah, as you guys are, these two over here walking along. You don't see anybody out in the open. You hear a blood-curdling scream. And as you rush forward, you kind of start weaving through a couple of buildings. You go to like the end of an alley where it opens back up into a small little courtyard. And you can see this woman kind of pressed up against one of the houses. And you see an ogre standing there just like pummeling something on the ground. What do you do?
Daniel will draw his sword and run up and say, "Hey, you! Stop that! What are you doing?"
Is he doing it near the woman, or is she just like pressed up in fright?
Kind of both.
But okay, but does he look like he's attacking her?
From what you can tell, not really. Like he's kind of in the, he's probably within 15 feet of her, but he seems to have his back towards her. Danil, to kind of go with your stuff, your 2 triumphs. As you rush up, say, hey, you realize, okay, he's actually not attacking her. You notice that when he's hitting something on the ground, you're hearing a crunch. And then you hear a soft growl, and you can hear, it sounds like teeth puncturing flesh. And you clicks in your head, he's attacking something else, and it just bit him.
As I get closer, do I see what the ogre is beating?
You see these, they look like wolves, but deformed, and there's about 4 more of them that are in front of him. One of them's latched onto his arm, one is basically laying crushed on the ground, but then the other ones are starting to kind of walk around him.
Cramson will engage those wolves.
Once Ula checks to make sure that the woman is okay, like, just she's making sure that, yeah, that the ogre has nothing to do with the woman. She kind of tries to usher her off, and Ula and Jorlak will also engage the wolves.
I was very afraid at first. It was Jorlak he was fighting.
It
We
was
had
like,
not specified if he was with us or not.
he's always with us.
Good.
All right.
Except when we were in the library, because they wouldn't let him in.
So as you guys rush up to help, you see him, the ogre, grab the one, tears a chunk out of him. He throws it against one of the buildings. You hear a loud snap, both of the timber and probably at least a couple ribs. Hits the ground. As you come rushing up, your wolf comes up. You see these other ones just kind of like look and then run off.
So Cramson's gonna lower his sword a bit and just turn to the ogre and say, are you all right?
I'm fine. You see him just kind of start holding his arm.
We have some skill with healing. Do you want us to take a look at that wound for you?
Okay. Just kind of pulls his hand away, and it's just, covered in blood.
And Cramson's actually going to do a medicine check for this one. Just
Okay.
patch him up.
Alright, so this will be maybe an easy check.
I think it heals 1 wound per success, but I
Yeah.
also have the surgeon talent, so it'll be +1 on top of that.
Okay. So yeah, as you're kind of addressing it, trying to get the bleeding to stop, kind of tending to it, applying, some herbs and compresses to it, you're able to kind of start sewing some of it up, like some of the worst of it. But the bleeding does stop. It's still open, but it's packed with a bunch of stuff, so it's not gonna get worse. It's not gonna get like an infection or anything like that. Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. What's your name, friend?
Me Gurag.
What happened over here, Garrig?
I was sleeping. Heard yell. Saw them attack the lady.
Have you seen these types of creatures before?
Mm-hmm.
How long have they been around?
Long time.
Do you guys have problems with them often?
No. And the one lady that had been screaming, she kind of ran off. When you had basically shoved her out, kind of comes back to come and check on him. She actually walks over, gives him a hug, and then walks off. And then you see him just kind of tired. And then walk over to one of the dilapidated buildings that has a decent sized hole in the wall. And then just goes in, lays down.
Well, I suppose he earned that sleep.
When the wolf things ran off, where did they go? Like, is there because you said it opened into like a courtyard? Is it walled off? Or
The buildings are kind of walled off, but there's alleys that lead out. Where you guys are at, you're on the kind of like the southeastern area of the town, so they're able to just kind of run right out. There's no wall surrounding the building or the town, so they're able just to kind of flee out back into the wild.
I'm guessing the missing persons problem isn't as simple as these wolves. If they have been around for so long, I don't think they'd abduct people quite so cleanly. Still, it might be handy if we examine the corpses a bit, try to find out more about them.
I agree, but he also did say that they haven't had an issue with them before. So perhaps something is causing them to be more aggressive.
Possibly. Hard to say without talking to more people about it, though.
Speaking of which, cut back over to Key and Jewel. Alright, so Mayor looks at you. Yeah, any help you guys can do would be quite beneficial, really. How long are you gonna be around in town here?
just for a couple days.
Alright, well, it's not gonna be much help. But anything you can do, that'd be great.
We'll see what we can do. We'll definitely try.
You don't know us. We can solve this in 2 days.
Yeah, he definitely wants to go check out the tavern she left.
I mean, there's a real possibility that in 2 days the mayor's going to be like, I would have got away with it without you meddling ogres and that wolf.
Alright. Like, anything else any other questions you got for me, or?
I don't have any other questions. But thank you for all your help, Mayor. This is definitely not something we want you guys to have to continue dealing with.
Yeah, we prefer not to have to deal with it. But, well, it's just the way life is sometimes. But thank you for anything you can do. He kind of gets up and just, alright, back to paperwork. So I'm just gonna shamble out of the room. What are you thinking?
I was going to say, Jules going to check if it's really paperwork, if there's just like a bottle of whiskey on his desk and that's his paperwork. Like,
So you gonna follow him?
no.
She's just kind of peeking through the door.
Yeah, you see a stack of paperwork and a big bottle of wine. Yeah, as you guys head out, you go back out into the streets. The place is almost like a ghost town. There's nobody out moving around.
Is there any kind of religious order in this town? And I know there's the abandoned temple out of town, but is there any chapels or anything? I'd be interested in checking and talking to a priest or priestess.
There are. So there's one small temple to Anatos.
And which deity is that, or which?
Anatos is the god of death. So it's located pretty much right on, like the corner of a cemetery.
All right, it's all the same to Jules, so she'll go in and start chatting up the priest or priestess and ask if they have an opinion about what's going on in town.
There's a couple of acolytes in there. They are, when you get in there, you can see that they're actually attending to a body. They're kind of cleaning it, getting it prepared for burial. One of the priests of the chapel or temple here comes up and just, well, can't say much other than these are definitely strange times we're in. The sun has not shone in months. People here are scared. They barely leave their homes. But keep dying. So we keep working.
Jewel's going to ask if this priest has heard anything from other. Again, just asking like if it's a regional problem or if it's a problem just with this town.
I think
Even though she knows the answer to this, I mean, she already knows the answer, but
I'm pretty sure it's the whole region. Once the clouds started showing, people started disappearing. It's just been... hasn't been the same. Something evil coming. Don't know what, don't know where, but it's coming.
she'll also ask about the temple outside of town, even if it was from a different order.
That one? Well, I've never really heard of one, but I'm not really from here. I was assigned here. From what I've heard, a long time ago, it used to be a Sithos, or the god of time. I guess people just stopped believing, or just stopped caring, stopped showing. Just fell apart.
That's what happens if you don't hold on to that feeling. You just stop believing.
Indeed.
All right, Jewel doesn't have any other questions. Anything from Asha? Is she ready to go find the others?
I don't think I went with you. I went to the bar.
Yep. Hey, get there, Tom?
So Jewel's gonna turn around and be like, Asha, do you have any?
Just eerie noises outside my apartment tonight. It's definitely heightening the mood of the whole investigation.
Oh gosh.
Just dogs barking and weird shouts from somewhere outside.
Always good. Alright, so Key, when you get into the tavern, there's like two people here. One's the barkeep, and one's one patron that's passed out. Barkeep sitting there, just kinda cleaning off the counter. Probably looks like the millionth time he's done it tonight. Looks up. Oh, would you like a drink?
Sure, I'll have an ale.
Alright, yeah, we can. Grabs a, looks like a clean glass, puts it down, starts pouring some ale. Sits on the thing. He's like, alright. Two silver?
I'll hand it over.
Like, well, that's my rush. Goes back to wiping down the bar.
That busy, huh?
Yeah, it's been pretty dead around here.
For just tonight, or?
No, past few months have been pretty much nothing. And other than a few locals every now and then, nobody seems to want to be out at night.
Has a lot of stuff been happening at night?
Well, I don't know. People disappearing around here, so that seems to be at night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I heard that you lost one of your employees.
Yeah, I'm Antilla. She She was good. I liked her. Most
I'm
of the
sorry
locals
to
liked
hear
her.
that. And that was just a few days ago, right? I saw the posters.
Yeah, like 3 nights ago.
Did she leave at like her normal time or a different time?
Normal time. We closed up probably about 3 a.m. and she was on her way home.
Could you maybe tell me which way she walks home? I'd like to just kind of retrace her steps if
Yeah. So usually when she leaves, she heads north for about 3 blocks, goes west for about a block, turns north again, and she stays at like the third house in. Or, well, I mean, you can call it a house. It's just like a room.
I'll take a sip of the beer and then kind of ask him, like, how long has the clouds been overhead? Have you noticed anything different about, see if I can't try to get some more information out of him?
Right. Well, I mean, storms started showing up about. Well, we saw it out in the distance about 4-5 months ago. Somewhere around there. It's just getting closer and closer. Seems really weird because it never stops. I mean, we haven't seen the sun since. Our crops have been, well, pretty much dying.
But no rain, just clouds.
So, yeah, all we've got is clouds, some every now and then thunder, a little bit of lightning, but we haven't got any rain yet.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the drink.
Yeah, no, appreciate the company. I guess that little drunker over there, it's asleep.
I'll tip another silver,
Oh, thank you.
and then I'll just go and I'll go sit somewhere in the bar. I'm gonna try using detect magic.
Okay.
As just, to start.
Yeah. Looking around. Yeah, nothing.
Okay. Well, at that, even though I've only taken a couple sips of the beer, I'll thank him again and then I'll be on my way and I'll walk her path.
All right. Let's back to the other two. What do you guys want to do?
Examine the corpses of the
That's right.
wolves.
All right. You can do a. Could do like a survival check or. Alright, you can do, yeah, probably a survival or a medicine.
What kind of difficulty?
We'll go average.
Oh, come on. Well then.
Well, Danila, you know that that's not right. That is definitely not how a wolf is supposed to look. Something is seriously medically wrong with that thing.
I'm picturing him looking between the wolf and Jorlak and the wolf and Jorlak. This is not right.
I've dissected a few animals in my time, but this is what the heck?
Yeah, you can, with your advantage, you can definitely tell that it's some sort of illness. Not what type, but something is doing this to them. Let's see. Ula, you know that, yeah, this is definitely not right. There is some sort, it looks almost like a disease or a plague or something that's not necessarily mutating, but disfiguring these animals. Let's see with your 3 threat. As you're kind of, examining it, you kind of hit this boil and it pops. And it's just this thick, gooey, sticky, yellow, pussy ichor that just kind of splashes up your arm. And as that happens, your wolf kind of looks over, sniffs it, and kind of gets some on his nose.
Jorlak, no. And she reaches over and tries to wipe it off of his nose.
If I were to detect magic on the corpse, would the infected areas seem magical?
Are you using detect magic on the corpse to see if there's an infected area that's magical?
Sorry, I am doing that.
So, as you kind of start humming to yourself, or however you manifest your detect magic, which I think you said was a hum.
Sometimes, yeah.
No, you're not getting anything from it.
Well, we'll want to watch Jorlak closely. We have healing magic if things start to set in.
Yeah, Ula looks kind of panicked. She is really worried that whatever this is gonna infect him. She tried to get it off as quickly as possible, but
Honestly, then it may not hurt to do a preemptive cast, maybe something to wipe away any pathogens. A quick healing spell.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I better do that.
Oh, actually, Cramson will say, I can perhaps augment his body's natural defenses. And then Cramson will augment Jorlak, so he'll presumably be better resisting any immune system checks he might have to make.
Alright.
I don't know if that'll have a mechanical effect, but at the very least, we're trying to beef this boy up.
Right.
Magical antibiotics.
If you experience magical augmentation for more than 4 days, please consult a cleric.
And Daniel will just sing softly to Jorlak, give him like a little ear scritch.
Alright. Go ahead and give me a... for you to be a verse, but I think it's average.
Yep, made the check.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's it there. Okay. Alright, yeah, so you kind of help augment his immune system to fight whatever may possibly be trying to invade his system.
After that, though, I don't know what we should necessarily do next, aside from maybe try to go back and find the rest of the party, because I don't think on our own we're going to get any more answers from this, especially since we haven't yet heard all the spiel about what's happened.
Yeah. The only thing is Ula, well, she's absolutely going to keep her arm away from Jorlak, but she's also kind of thinking that maybe there's a way that we can, I don't know, bring it to like an alchemist or something, or if anybody has some kind of alchemy or maybe even medicine, I don't know, something that we might be able to
If only there was a member of our
identify.
party. Only there was a member of our party who carried around a little alchemy set in a trunk.
If only.
Is that directed at me or you? Because I've got
So
an
yeah, when we
apothecary
meet
kit.
back up with you,
I don't have an
Orn.
alchemist set yet.
He's talking about Garn.
Oh my god. I completely forgot. Does Gart actually know what he's doing, though? Gart has chemicals, but that's very different from having like an alchemy set and the knowledge to use it.
He definitely knows how to make people go to sleep.
I think that's all he cares about.
Yeah. That face definitely was a, well, you're not wrong.
Pretty much. Hey, he's proud of his stuff.
Well,
guess it saves us
he
from
did
bandits once.
save, yeah, he did save us from the bandits that one day. Or night, I guess. But yeah, when we get back to meet up with everybody, somebody, whomever, would like to take the sample off my arm so I can clean it. We gotta be scientists now.
Cramson will like take some and put it in like a small vial. Very carefully with like the edge of a knife or something. Like not cutting like your arm, but like just scraping.
Right, just kind of scraping it onto the knife and then into the. And then as soon as you got some, she's gonna go and wash her arm. And she's also gonna take and make sure that she washes Chorlak's nose too.
Yeah,
That he
he is
loves
not a
that.
fan of that.
I'm sure he's not, but Ula is going to be extra careful.
Alright. So yeah, after a while you guys all basically come back together toward close to the wagons. Is get ready for the night. Yeah, fall asleep one by one.
Actually, I don't want to interfere with things if it's too late, but is it possible for us to take shifts like keeping an eye on the town too, see if like just like not wandering too far from our camp, but just
Kind of
staying up and
patrolling.
keeping Yeah, like just keeping an eye out for something that might give us more clues as to what's happening, or maybe we'll even see an abduction in progress.
Right. Did I when I walked her route, did I detect any magic along the route?
Nothing.
Okay. So I mean I'll go back to the group after that.
And I'm assuming we shared all our information that evening when we met up again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can easily set up a rotation for ships to kind of patrol the area. Even if it's just like a block of the area. Who's taking first?
I'll take first watch.
Alright. Just taking second.
I'll take second.
Third.
Jewel will go third.
And Ula will go last.
Yes.
Alright. So, to nail, I need a... We're gonna do perception. We'll go average. You'll get one setback because of it being night. But again, there's still like light posts that are burning, so it kind of gives you a little help. Alright. So during your watch, as you kind of pop around the area, try not to draw too much attention to yourself. Trying to keep watch on everything. You don't notice a whole lot. You see a couple people kind of walk kind of through the area. They don't try to steal anything. They just they hurry through that area. Kind of dip into a alleyway. Then you lose sight of them. Other than that, other than seeing some rats and nothing. It's fairly quiet. So you go over, wake up Key for her watch, and settle in for the night. Key, I need a perception.
Would I be able to remove the setback if I set my staff on
Fire,
light?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Fire, light, you know.
And it says you're patrolling. You get your staff lit up, orange orb, or the orb appears again. Just, as soon as it lights up the area, you see a few people, a few of the merchants that had their back of their wagons open, close it, as there's now a bright light shining into their wagon.
Safer for them anyway.
Right. As you go, start roaming around, you feel something kind of like tap your shoulder. Another one. And you feel another tap on your other shoulder. And you feel one on your head. One on your back. You start to realize And you're starting to see something, kind of like every now and then, just drop. And then it begins to rain. At first it's light, but then it starts to get heavier. Gets heavier. Gets to the point where you can only see maybe 2 buildings ahead of you. Your light will not push past that. And then you hear a scream. Then another one. Each one ends with a just suddenly. Almost as suddenly as it broke the silence. It's gone. You begin to hear, it sounds like metal banging against stone. As you kind of rush towards the area, trying to keep the wagon area close, but you've already lost sight of it. You see a couple of soldiers, or guards, running towards the sound. You notice that the water that's falling in this heavy rain starts to turn orange. As the guards run into the rain beyond your vision, again you hear 2 screams and a sickening crunch of metal and flesh being rendered and torn apart. The orange light continues to grow. It gets brighter and brighter. You kind of start to back up, getting a real bad feeling about it. You see this giant head poke out. It looks like a large canine. And when I say large, this thing stands about, its shoulders would be roughly halfway up one of these houses. And you can just feel this intense heat being put off by it. You can hear this tss, tss, tss. Wherever the rain is hitting, you hear hissing. And that's where we're on tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Ah,
We had been told it hadn't rained for months, right? I was just making sure that I remembered that. Okay.
Yep.
The dark clouds finally burst open. Haha. I'm sure this is a fine. This isn't an omen of incredible evil to come.
I am absolutely sure that this has nothing to do with anything. It's just a coincidence.
goosebumps, though.
But building
Jeez.
dread this session. Oh,
That is a huge whatever. It's as big as a house.
Clifford the big orange dog.
But yeah, so that's where we'll stop for tonight. Pick it up again on Monday. So if anybody's watching, take it easy. Have a good night.
Goodbye.